Yeah.
The journey becomes every 40 years, 40 days of journey. It becomes 40 years of journey. So, but I pray
Thank
God will
you.
not allow the quality to touch man.
Oh,
Because
thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that insight. Really powerful. Yes. I mean, and again, it's always asking. It's so important to ask. Don't stay alone thinking, people will maybe refuse, you'll be denied, and all of that. It's so important. And thank you all so very much for joining us. I've just come live now. Some people will join live. I'm sure you called me, but I didn't get the call. I'm sorry. I'll come with you shortly. Perfect. So we are just looking at the power of reflection when we are going through life challenges and in order to overcome life challenges. And we're going to quickly move to the power of perception. I know you've talked a lot on the power of reflection. Once we reflect as well, it gives us the opportunity. Let me just give an update to those who are joining and watching for the first time. And here is Dr. Sylvia Forchablikambi. We are actually running a well-being and resilience program here at Voice of Nations. We are actually at the Transformation Center, and we have some incredible women here as well on Zoom, and some will be watching live on Facebook. And we are looking at tools, resources, strategies, everything we need so we can be equipped and empowered to be able to overcome life challenges, to be able to adapt to life challenges. We know that change is the one thing in life that is constant and happens all the time. Change happens all the time. We cannot be so complacent and say, oh, it used to be this way, so I'm used to doing it this way. Things have changed. We need to learn and move with the change. What I always say, and not only myself, but a lot of people in the personal development space and great leaders who have achieved tremendous success, that if we don't actually become change agents, if we are not proactive in life, in other words, creating the change we want to see, shaping our life to fulfill a definite purpose that we are born to fulfill, or doing the things we love to do to add value, to make a difference, to transform lives, if we are not proactive, so in other words, we prepare to take actions, we take actions before things change, we will become victims of change. In other words, we are either agents of change or we are victims of change. There are no two ways, because change will happen anyway, anyhow. With or without our consent, change will happen. But if we are proactive, if we are willing, because we already have an idea, a vision of what we are called to do on this planet, the change we want to bring, what we want to achieve in our lives, the success we want, we will be able to navigate through the changes, to adapt, maybe change our methods, change our routes, but keeping our eyes focused on our destination and the goals we want to achieve. So if we are not proactive, unfortunately, when change happens, what happens? Things maybe they expand, and we shrink because we are not moving with the change. Then we become victim. We are like, oh, everyone has gone, everyone have moved forward, I've been abandoned, I've been isolated, I've been left behind, because we're not willing to work with the change. We're not willing to be part of that change. It will take place with or without our consent, and we'll be left behind. We'll find ourselves so small, limited mindset. They're caught up in what we used to know, what we used to do, which no longer works. But life is going on, and then we start saying, oh, I was a victim of this happened to me. Or maybe even something like an experience that happened years back. You see, a lot of people are so caught up, unfortunately, again, they are the labels of our society. When you label someone, it means you define them based on what you know about them, right? Based on what you've seen, or based on what they used to be. Am I right?
Yeah.
Maybe they came to you, or they told you, okay, I just lost my wife, or I just lost my husband, I just lost my child. You call them now maybe, I don't know, a widow, a widower, a single mom, whatever name, or I just lost my job. You now call them unemployed, without a job. You now say they are people in benefit, all of these labels. But that was something that happened in my life at a given point in time. Okay, and I'm ready to move on. Yes, I've lost that job. I'm ready to look for other opportunities, to learn, gain new skills, so I can meet the new opportunities that are coming, but I don't have the skills to take advantage of those opportunities. So I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to grow, I'm willing to create change in my own life so I can be able to adapt to the changes that have happened and get those new opportunities and possibilities that are in front of me. But if people just have labeled me everywhere I go, oh, she's unemployed, she's a single mother, that happened to me. It was in a moment, in an instant. Yes, I lost that job. Okay, I lost my job. That was the narrative at that time. I'm gonna move forward. Yesterday has passed. I lost my job 2 years ago. Stop calling me, putting me in that box. Stop labeling me. I am a new person. I have grown. I've learned things that I never knew when I lost that job. Though I might not have a job, I might be working on my business. I might be working on my passion. Don't keep me behind, labeled and stuck in that past, in that condition or situation. So it's so important for us to understand that reflecting gives us the opportunity to truly look at who we are, but above all, where I am right now in my journey. My journey of life is a journey. Yes, I've experienced some stuff in the past, which have all shaped who I am today. It's a totality of who I am. I might choose to leave the things that will hold me back of my past and take the things that will shape me and make me propel forward with great optimism, hope, and with great lessons or greater lessons. So I might embrace the future or the opportunities in the future. So it's so important for us not to be caught up in our past. It's very important. Or allow people to label us, even in those traumatic past. You're not, a trauma is something that happened, an incident. But if you keep it in your brain and you keep going back there, you know, like I said, our brain has a part that is the hippocampus that keeps memories, especially the short-term memories. Over time, they are transferred. So we create more space for our mind to, you know, look at what is happening there now, analyze them, create a solution, and then we memorize it. So the next time we see it, it's easier. And that's just exactly the same way that immunization works. They identify a foreigner, an antibody, an antigen in this case, a bacteria, a virus, whatever it is that's coming to destroy your body. And once it's identified, they produce, you know, our body will go through a natural mechanism, responding to stress, responding to antigens, responding to bacteria. There is a process. It takes time. First line of defense may be your white blood cells, then they have to mature, then they become macrophages, then they engulf that bacteria, they release some chemicals, destroy it, and send it out of your body. But not every bacteria can be destroyed in that way, or every foreigner that comes to your body to invade your body. For others, other cells that need time, which will go on to become the antibodies, which are very specific because they have some specific, maybe keys, that they open the door only for specific antigens, only for specific foreigners or invaders, that they recognize them and they shut that door, you can't come in, or open the door and push them out to go out, whatever way it is. That takes time. With immunization now, because it's so specific against that marker, they can identify it. You become ill today, you fall ill, you recognize that this caused me to become that, this caused me to develop, God forbid, cancer, this caused me. So your body can recognize them the next time they're coming. You are a thief, you don't belong to this body. You are an invader, you don't belong here, because they have kept those memory cells, which are antibodies, and they are very specific. So the next time that foreigner, that invader comes in, you don't need to go through all the process, try and error. Does this work? Does this not work? Because your other immune system may not be very specific. You just go in, I recognize you. That antibody is released immediately, it gets that and it destroys it or sends it out of your system. Our mind also helps us to memorize things, events that have happened. So maybe you've been bit by an elephant or a lion or a snake once. So when you see it, you recognize it. You don't have to wait and touch it or it bites you again before you recognize it. Or maybe you touched a hot pot before, it burns you, you have burns. So you recognize it. It keeps those memory cells. But some of them, like I said, short term, if it has to be for long term, it moves them away. What happens with a trauma? Something that happened in our life, in an incident. Everything happens in the split of a second, that's the truth. It may take 1 minute, but it happened in a moment. Am I right? A moment in time. Maybe the sickness went on for 1 year, but that happened and it has passed. We have moved on. If you keep that memory and you are so tied up to that memory, negative, forever, all you want to do, oh, I was hit by someone, I was abused by someone, and then you keep reminding your body, of course, it's memory, isn't it? Each time you see something similar, true or false, it might not be that abusive person, it triggers that whole fight and flight mechanism. Hey, there was another battle here, he looks familiar, the same situation happened in the past. And then it got me to this situation where I was traumatized, I was abused. So your mind says, I recognize this, I have a memory of it. It starts fighting. But the truth is there is no real battle. There is no real battle to fight. It's something that happened to me 10 years ago. The memories I have kept, And because this is similar, even though this person means no harm, even though this situation means no harm, even though I'm not the same person I used to be 20 years ago, I've learned new skills, I've developed new experiences, I'm better off. So I should not be thinking this same challenge that destroyed me or this same person that conquered me 10 years ago can still conquer me now. I'm more skillful. Maybe I've done some kung fu. I've done some karate. I can beat them up now. Do you see what I mean? If I don't train my mind and give it these new lessons, now memorize, I am this person. I'm a new person. I have become better. I've become stronger. I'm more resilient. I've got more skills. I've got more tools and resources. I can conquer this battle. When it came in the past, I had no tools or resources. I was so immature. I was so naive. I was not developed. But unfortunately, we refuse to allow new experiences to come into our life because we are caught up with the past experiences, with the trauma of the past. Hey, it was an incident. It's gone. If you want to keep it for a memory to make you stronger, fortified for the lessons you learned from that. That because of that abuse, you had to go and develop yourself. You had to go and become empowered to become a better person. Because you lost that job, you had to go and start working on your passions because you had had enough of people telling you how you give your best in a job and yet they don't see that. You're tired of doing a job where you have no passion and then at the last moment, they kick you out anyway. So you learn from it. Yes, I lost my job. Yes, I was once unemployed. Yes, I went for benefit, but that's not who I am. I'm not going to hold on to that narrative. I'm a new person. I've learned more skills. I've developed myself. I've begun to use my passion. I'm so passionate and I realize I've got some tremendous gifts and strengths that I've developed. And with this, I can solve people's problems and be paid. And I can now create my own business rather than looking for another job. Do you see what the difference between these? People wouldn't really want to reflect because reflection is a present thing. Reflection is not worrying. There's a key difference between worry and reflection. What I always say, if you know how to worry, it's easier to reflect and meditate. The difference is you worry on things you have no control over. You worry on past problems. But when you reflect, you're looking at you, the present. You're looking at the strengths. When you meditate, you're going deep inward to understand who am I? Who am I in this situation? So I can change my perception about these trials. The goal of reflection is to see things differently, is to see things from another perspective, is to see above all who I am. Reflect is with me. It's not about the external. It's not about that challenge. It's not about that problem. It's not about the mountain in front of me. When I say reflect, all my focus is on me. Behold, not the problems within me. Whatever problem, honestly, the problems we encounter in life are out there. Until we bring them in, we don't even bring them in, we bring them in the physical, in a spiritual concept. Because you don't hold that problem, am I right? You don't hold that, that job is gone. You have lost it. That loved one is dead. You have lost them, so you cannot bring them back to life. So it's like you wander, you take your focus off you, and it goes to that thing that can never be retrieved, to that job that you have completely lost. You don't have it anymore. To that loved one that has gone from this physical earth, but their power, their influence, their impact continues to live in you. If you want to reflect on that, then you look inward, because the impact they've had in your life lives within you. The memories live within you, like I said, in your hippocampus. But that thing out there is a physical challenge, it's a physical obstacle. So our reflection is not on that. Reflection is being still, is pausing and looking within me. It's like if the water is not still, if you have the water being disturbed, can you ever see your image in a, through the water? If it's still, you can see your image on a bright day. Am I right? Even the mirror, and you're coming, someone is just dancing in front of you, throwing one problem, one trial, one tribulation. You can't see clearly on the mirror. And what we see in the mirror is not something that's external, it's what is truly within us. There is something more powerful called potential. Because reflection takes us off the physical. It's the spiritual. It's our mind working. When we are reflecting, we reflect so we can imagine, envisage, we can see a future, a better life, an ideal. based on the potential we have seen within us, based on the strengths, on the unused ability. Potential is anything that we have not used. Any talent that has not been developed, that has not been used, that has not been maximized. It is on tap in the simple definition. On tap, it is free, it is available, it is usable by anyone. It is available, it is free, it is available. Anyone can take it and it is free. If you don't make use of it, that's why people will exploit you, because they see the potential in you. You are not aware of that potential. You think they are doing you a favor. But if you were aware, if you had reflected on yourself, knowing that I've got so much strength in this area, I'm highly gifted, then you will understand that I'm stepping there to add value to you, to your company, to your relationship. And you cannot exploit me, because I am bringing value to your workplace. You're not doing me a favor. But that comes from you reflecting, who am I? What have I got within me? What are my greatest strengths? What are my passions? Who am I? I am not this problem. I'm not this challenge. I'm not my past mistakes. I'm not my past errors. I'm not my past failure. Yes, I might have messed up in that marriage and got divorced. I'm not that. I'm a new person. I am ready to work on myself and becoming a new person. I'm ready to learn from that past horrible experience or relationship and become a new person. And there is some ability, there is something within me, some relationship I've not yet explored. So there is ability within me, there is potential within me. In other words, there is seed. Seed has potential of fruits trapped within it. There is the potential of greatness trapped within me. And when you reflect, you have a better picture, because you quiet all the noise. There is so much noise in today's world, with social media, with this, that push us to want to compete rather than looking at what sets us apart. Reflection gives you the opportunity to look at me. This is about me. This is about what makes me happy, what makes me stand out, what makes me fulfilled, what makes me really joyful. The things that when I do, I am really incredibly fulfilled and I make a difference. So my reflection takes me out of competition. I just want to understand myself. I just want to see myself from a different dimension. Like we say, whatever you say about yourself, no argument. It's true. If it's a lie and you believe it, because your belief is the most powerful truth you hold, and nobody sees your belief. It's within you. It's like those foundational pillars that will determine how solid a home is, how many stories a home will take, how powerful that home can be. Will it be able to take 2 stories? A foundation destined for 2 stories cannot take 3 stories. It will crumble. It cannot take 4 stories. And it's also an ability to know who you are. Is my foundation destined for a single floor, for 2 floors? So you don't overwork yourself. You don't overwhelm yourself. You don't take so much until you snap. So do you have an elastic band by chance? I love to show an elastic band when I do this sample. Okay, we'll do that another time. I just want you to imagine 3 elastic bands. You know, elastic bands are different, isn't it? Some are more rigid, some are thicker. Some can stretch further. Some can just stretch a tiny bit. If you stretch beyond that point, they're going to break. Like the ones we use for hair, the bubbles for the hair. If you stretch further, all of them are valuable. All of them have distinct purposes. Some just to maybe beautify that hairstyle. Some can take loads and loads of stuff. You can use some to wrap up a bundle of, I don't know. So who are you? Are you that small elastic band that you know my limit? If you stretch me beyond this point, I'm going to break. So I'm not going to place you. I'm not going to accept to do what I know I don't have the potential and ability to do. Because I have reflected, I know who I am. And when I keep reflecting, I focus on me, my strengths, my qualities, my abilities, my potential, my capabilities. I know just how far I can stretch. We say, yes, go out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is still that area where you are still able to stretch. There is still elasticity. Beyond your comfort zone becomes something else now. You break down. You have a mental breakdown. You've stretched too much. And your elastic band is broken. We'll need to mend it. It can be mended. But then there will be some pain, isn't it? We'll tie it. You must have lost some elasticity and all of that. So it's really about you understanding who am I. Take that time to reflect on you. And remember, you are not the problem. The further away I step from a problem, which you saw there, the smaller it becomes. Am I right? Think about an aeroplane. When we are in the airport, we are about to take over. I can see everyone. If I'm by Sarah, I can see Sarah clearly. As I take off, I go up to greater altitude. I begin to see you. I can't really kind of distinguish what you are. The further I go away from that, I can't even make the difference between a human being and a tree and a car. I'm just going away from all the challenges. You go to the next altitude. Reflection gives us the ability to step into our greatness, to a higher altitude that is above our trials and tribulations. Those mountains that came in front of us, or steps as challenges, as obstacles, gave us the opportunity to step at a higher platform and altitude that makes us go further away from those challenges and trials. They become so minimized, and we don't see them. We don't even notice what the difference is, because it's irrelevant. The goal of every challenge, I cannot remember every single challenge I've gone through in my life. Can you? I know for sure they've all shaped me in one way or the other. The challenge is not what is important. They are the lessons I learn and take away with me. That's important, that I need to keep the memory and share when I coach or mentor or support people, so that the legacy can live on. It's not the name of the challenge. It was called XYZ. It was called a narcissistic husband. It was called an abusive word. It was called a word boss. People give all sorts of names. How does that help you? Your focus is shifted from you to them. Don't make them important. Make you important, because you are the most important one in the whole of this situation. In the everyday challenge and trials we go through in life, I am the singular, the only denominator that stays constant. Tomorrow will be the same you encountering different challenges. Those challenges may change, their names may change, the clothes they wear may change. You are the only constant in every single equation, in every single challenge. Sarah, you are always there. What are you doing there? So you see, it's like, it's not about those challenges. They may take different names tomorrow. So you better understand the constant one who is always present, so you can work well with it. You can understand what tools and resources you can use to conquer challenge A, challenge B, challenge C, whatever we call it. You're always going to be the one in that battle. So the more you know about yourself, the better. The more you know that like it's you, if anybody wants to become an army, you've got to go to the training ground. They train you how to use, some people cannot even use a gun. Some people may hurt themselves. There's a way to pull the trigger and all that. They train you how to use those battles. So the more you understand yourself, that reflection gives you the ability to go through that training, how you can develop your skills, how you can use the power of your mind, your greatest friend, the power of your thoughts, the power of your words to change the situation, to change what you perceive. You may be seeing something else, but you think about it in a different way to create something different from it. I might be seeing raw meat. Nobody eats raw meat. Am I right? We all love barbecue. How many of us? I transform that raw meat into barbecue. I transform that raw, which cannot be eaten. If you eat it, you may have bacteria. It may intoxicate you. But I transform it because I see the possibilities and opportunities, the things I can do in that situation to transform it. So this is what reflection is all about. And it gives us the opportunity to say, okay, it's happened. I accept. I acknowledge it. Yes. But who am I in all this? Who was I yesterday? Remember, they are the positive lessons that you need. Anything that doesn't serve you, why are you taking it with you? It's like you have to go fight a battle. Or let's give an example that we do every day. What can we give? Any simple example. That's something you do every day. Okay, you want to go read a book. You're going to the library. You've chosen a beautiful book you love. You want to go read the book. And you choose to go to the library. You have a box of tools, hammer, this, that. Your goal is to go read a book, a beautiful book. You've got a hammer. It has a purpose. But in this time, does it serve you? Why carry more load? That hammer, tool, screwdriver, you don't need that at that moment. In this way, you understand what's the best tool I need for every given situation and challenge in life, based on who you are, the strengths, the gifts you have, above all, what you want to accomplish, which is why we reflect so we can set a vision. We reflect so we can change our perception about the situation and say, this is what I'm going to do. This is who I want to become. I'm going to stop here. And if you want to ask any questions, if you want to share, And if that will really help, again, reflection is all about you, within you. Power, strength, passions, the things that will serve you for the journey ahead. The things that will serve you. You've encountered a challenge, you are reflecting on how to overcome. Our reflection should be focused on some key things. Solution. The goal for reflection is to bring a solution, is to create, creation. If there's no solution, because it's never existed, I'm going to create something new. I'm going to create a new way. Or I'm going to create, for the first time in my life, everybody used to go through part A. I'm going to create a part B, because part A is blocked. There are some animals there waiting to devour humans. So while I cannot create the solution, I cannot bring a solution here, I will create a new path. The goal remains the same. You want to go home. We're going to use a different pathway. We avoid the obstacle. Sometimes obstacles are not meant for us to change. Just ignore where our focus goes, our energy goes. What we feed will be nurtured, nourished, and grow and produce much fruits. If I take my focus off that, in other words, I'm feeding myself, I'm feeding my mind with the power that I have within me, with the strength that I have, with my purpose, and because I have a clear destination in mind, the solution I want to create, then I can either create that or I can get a new pathway to get to that solution. So if the key things I want us to take here, it's me, away from problems, in me. It's in them, it's beyond the superficial, it's beyond what I see. It's about my strengths. Let no one ever tell you it's the weaknesses. About my strengths, my power, my passions, what I can do, my purpose above all, which will give me an idea of my ideal life, of my destination, of what I'm called to do on planet Earth. So I may be able to say no easily to some things that this is not for me, I'm not supposed to be a part. And then again, always to a solution. The thoughts you're thinking, is it going to create solution? Is it going to bring about a solution? If not, can it create? Never something that will make you helpless. If you find yourself in that, then that's no reflection. You're worrying. You're thinking too much. You're stuck in the past. And all that. So I hope that really helps. Let me just share this with you. And then what's the time, Sarah?
No, sorry, 22.
Oh, perfect. Let me share this with you. We are working with an incredible lady right now. I'm sure some of you have seen that video, really terrible. She's in a mental home. Against her wish, she surely needs help. She needs support, but above all, is the therapy she needs, is the support with creating a solution. She has an obvious problem in her life, and the good thing is she's acknowledged and accepted that this is a problem I'm going through. Yes, I need help. I really need help. Like we said, ask people, you share it. I cannot do this alone. I don't have the tools, resources, skills, the right mindset to accomplish, to go through this problem alone. I need help. What I don't need is medication, drugs that will make me sleep and forget my problems. She said each time when she's in her right mind, she's lost her dad as well, and she starts crying, I miss my dad. I've never had the opportunity to see him or where he was laid. He was buried. I want to go back. Can you imagine what they do, Sarah? She just told me this recently. They come and give her some medications, or you just need to sleep. She's crying. She's aware. Her dad is gone. She misses her dad. Even give her the opportunity to think about the great memories with her dad. This will help you. Medication so you sleep. And when I wake up, I'm still missing my dad. I've not even had the opportunity to reflect maybe about the memories, which are those that I will carry on with me and will give me the strength to move on. I need to truly overcome that grief. It's not sleeping today and then thinking tomorrow it will be gone. Tomorrow you wake up, your dad is still dead. You did not have the opportunity to see him. It's not changed. And then she said they gave her a therapy. Now, they've never given her one, but twice, and sees her for 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes, okay? And for someone who is having so much problems, a past that you need to first of all pour out your heart. 15 minutes is so small. You need to be able to listen to them I need to listen to you clearly, pick out some things, signals. This is what you have. Ask you if I've gotten it right. Some people are so confused. They don't know exactly what they want, but they know their problems. And as experts, as you know, a psychologist, whatever you call it, you are able to tell, to read deep, to see beyond the surface layers of what they are saying. And she says, the psychologist, look, at the first time, nothing was done. 15 minutes, just tell me about yourself. More like she was making fun, they were laughing. The second time, oh my goodness. And I know a lot of people will do this. I just want to really, really discourage you from doing that. Reflection has got nothing to do with your past problems. When you are reflecting, people say, write down the things that make you sad. Yeah, of course, I want you to know your weaknesses. Some of the things that, once you've known that, move on. Move on. Then it doesn't serve you. These things make me sad, so I don't need them, okay? What do I need? I need the things that make me happy. Am I right? I'm not moving along with the things that make me sad. So identify them by all means, all right? But even if you don't identify them, it's sufficient and more powerful to identify the things that make you happy. Because already they begin to bring joy in your life, happiness, and you forget about the things that make you sad. Because they fuel you so much that there is no room for things that make you sad. You live life so wholly and fully that you are passionate to get more of those things, those experiences that make you happy and fulfilled, that you don't think an inch of those things that make you sad. She said they gave her a ball. All of that ball, terrible. And I know people will do that. When you feel ashamed, write down what happens, what goes through you the moment you feel ashamed, the moment you feel you're not worthy. Everything in that ball was negative. I want you to reflect and write down, what does it feel like when you are angry? What does it feel like when you are sad? What does it feel like when you're isolated? You feel isolated. What does it feel like? What goes through you when you feel like you are not loved? You are with. Can you believe that? What we focus on, we amplify. So you're telling me to focus on the things that bring me down, and then there is more amplification of the things that bring me down, make me depressed. I become even more depressed and oppressed and held behind in that terrible negative emotion that keeps me drained and saps my energy, that breaks my spirit. So beloved, by all means, reflection is not writing your bad things. Once you identify that we ought to know our weaknesses, yes, by all means, reflect as well. What is it that will not serve me? Your weaknesses. Maybe I think so low on myself. Limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. Don't dwell on them. You've identified that. What are the kind of thoughts I would rather have more often that will uplift me? Write that and go with that. Run with that every single day of your life. So you feed it, you nurture it, it becomes more amplified, and our mind is amazing. Our brain, it magnifies, it amplifies any little thing we give it. So if you say you can succeed, you can overcome this, it gives you an image of an overcomer, someone who succeeds. It pulls the images of successful people, role models that will guide you to walk on that path so you can become successful. I'll stop here now if you want to ask any question, and then I'll see my wonderful friend there who is here today. Any questions you want to ask, any addition, what you're taking from today, please do share. Have any question on Facebook, please do share it. Okay? Are you sure? You've been so chatty before. Oh, you are reflecting. You've taken in so much. I love that. I could see you nodding your head. You're reflecting. Amazing. What are we going to reflect on?
Just where we shift our focus, isn't it, for the perception?
Super, super. Our wonderful wealth. You want to add anything? Ask any question?
Yeah. I don't have question, man. I got it.
Wow. Deep inner reflection for us all. Sarah will add to this, and I will leave you with Sarah, definitely.
What I'm taking out today is my reflection make me out of competition. So I really like that.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, reflect to yourself when you are doing reflection, so you are out of distraction or these things makes you really think about yourself, about as you said, this world has a lot of things, information, and all those information is not really helping. So really, thank you for that. The reflection is really taking me out of competition at this stage.
Thank you. And Sarah just said something that I will just draw on. Like she said, a lot of information there is not really helpful. I want you to understand, people always say knowledge is power. Knowledge is merely information. And it can be information of the truth or lies. Some of us have taken information that are lies about us. You are not good enough. You are not able to do this. You are that. You are dyslexic. Richard Branson is dyslexic. We've seen the wonderful Molly Stone, our wonderful Molly. Her real name is different. Was just written a book. 60. You remember when she came here, she kept telling us, I'm too old for a job. She was not employed for a very long time. She kept saying, I'm dyslexic. I can't even read. She was struggling to read. Now she's an author. She is an author. She's defied all of those labels and all of that limitations. And so it's really knowledge of the truth about you. And when we apply this now, that's the true transformation and power. We get that knowledge of the truth. What's the truth about me? What is the truth? Who am I? Why am I on this earth? What can I do? No man can tell you that. How did we know that an orange seed can produce oranges? I'm sure it took the first people who watched those orange seeds grow to produce oranges. Yeah. They saw it grow until the end, and then they said, I know this tree is called orange by their fruits. Mm-hmm. They could never have told before everything it needed to become an orange was trapped within its seed until it showed, it revealed to the world what it's capable of becoming. Mm-hmm. And then the world saw it and recognized it by its fruit. And then the world says every seed that looks like that, people with some special gifts or knowledge, expertise can tell those seeds when they are still small. That an orange seed might look like a lemon seed, but there are some specific things in them that make them differ from an orange or a lemon seed. So what am I saying? You have to tell the world. Don't wait for the world to tell you. The world has not seen your potential. Your potential is still trapped within you. So it's not a fruit out there. It's still in that form of seed. Everything within me that I have not yet become, the world cannot tell me I can become that. Mm-hmm. I've got to know it within myself because the potential is trapped within me, within that seed. And we have that vision, a bed, God gives you the vision. The creator of any product, the manufacturer of any product gives the purpose for that product. It's the original intention for which something is created, the intent for which you were born and placed on this earth, the intent, the original function for which something was designed to do. Remember, we saying original before the world starts changing them, saying that I'm going to change you now. I don't feel I'm in the right body. I'm going to change this. Do you see what I mean? So your original is the purpose, original intent for which you were created, not based on how I feel. Because if I feel negative, I'm doomed for destruction. I can never fulfill my purpose. That orange fruit can never be seen by the world because I felt so low. I'm not confident. I'm not going to go to that ground because everyone is going to laugh at me and mock at me. That you'll never become those oranges. So it's not based on that. And if you feel that way and follow your feelings, you're going to reap yourself from becoming all that you were created to become. And so many who are supposed to benefit from your gifts, your talents, your potential will be denied that blessings and gifts. So I wish you all a wonderful day. And God bless. I'm going to leave you now. And Sarah will